For nearly 50 years, one man walked free, and another never stopped walking toward the truth. This is not just a story you are about to hear. Tonight, you are stepping into it. Police had a name, but no motive, no evidence, and no warrant. When the system fails, sometimes only one thing keeps a case alive: someone who refuses to forget. Her name was Carla Walker. She was 17 years old, a good student, popular, loved deeply by her family. On Valentine's Day 1974, she went out with her high school sweetheart. It was supposed to be a normal night, a dance, a promise ring, a future that felt certain. Some moments feel small when they happen, until they become the last ones that matter. After the dance, Carla and her boyfriend Rodney left together. They parked their car. They talked. They laughed. They kissed. Everything about the night felt safe, familiar, comfortable. They never saw him approach. The car door opened. A dark silhouette stood there, a pistol in his hand. Before Rodney could react, he was struck in the face, again and again. The gun jammed. The beating didn't stop. Carla screamed for him to stop. She begged, and then she made a choice. Carla told the man she would go with him if he stopped hurting Rodney. She stepped forward, not to save herself, but to save someone else. Her last words were not fear, they were instructions. "Rodney, go get my dad." And then she was gone. That same night, Carla's 12-year-old brother Jim was sleeping on the couch. The sound of screeching tires woke him up. Then he heard shouting outside. He ran out of the house and saw Rodney stumbling across the lawn, covered in blood. The passenger side of the car was empty. Carla was gone. In that moment, Jim's childhood ended. After days, search teams found Carla. Her body was hidden inside a tunnel. The entire town was shaken. At her funeral, more than 1,000 people showed up, but grief wasn't the only thing in the air. Suspicion followed Rodney everywhere, and Jim felt something else growing inside him: anger, obsession. For years, Jim returned to that tunnel. He slept there, waiting, hoping the killer would come back. Years turned into decades. Jim tried to become a detective, but his vision began to fail. He was diagnosed with a rare genetic condition. He was going blind. His dream of becoming law enforcement was over. His parents died without ever getting answers. By 2020, Jim was the last walker left in Fort Worth. But he never stopped calling, never stopped asking. The truth was still out there. One phone call changed everything. A new cold case detective, new DNA technology, a sample so small it could be destroyed with one mistake. The gamble worked. A name finally appeared: Glenn McCurley, a man questioned in 1974, a man who passed a polygraph, a man who lived freely for decades, until time finally caught up with him. For decades, investigators searched for a reason, a motive, something that could explain why Carla was taken. But there was nothing. No history with the family, no connection, no explanation that made sense. Glenn McCurley lived an ordinary life, a job, a home, a family. He blended in, and that was the most unsettling part, because sometimes there is no motive that comforts us, only the reality that some people hide in plain sight. As the years passed, something else became impossible to ignore: the timing. Carla was taken on Valentine's Day, and she wasn't the only one. Other girls, other women, around the same time of year, in the same area. Cases that were never solved, patterns that went unnoticed for decades. Not because they weren't there, but because the truth didn't have the tools to surface yet. What witnesses couldn't see, science could. What time tried to erase, DNA remembered. A sample so small it could have been destroyed with one mistake, one chance, one gamble. But it was enough, because DNA does not forget, and it does not lie. After 46 years, the truth finally had a voice, and it spoke one name: Glenn McCurley. In 2020, Glenn McCurley was arrested, 46 years after Carla Walker was murdered. He did not confess out of remorse. He did not come forward on his own. He pleaded guilty because the evidence left him nowhere to hide. Time had finally caught up. For Jim Walker, this moment was never about revenge. It was about something quieter, something harder: peace.